Reflection can be considered the art of looking inward. It's like a mirror that reflects back light, but instead it's our conscious mind that is reflecting back our thoughts, our speech, and our actions. This can happen in sort of two different ways. So let's explore the first one. This circle over here is the self. This is us. This is everything that we experience, everything that's happening inside of us. As we are moving through the world, we are taking certain actions. We're either doing this through speech or we're doing this through actions with our body. So I'm moving through the world and I decide to approach someone. I give them a compliment. Or perhaps I'm going to the gym and I'm lifting some weights. Or perhaps I am giving a presentation for the work that I'm doing. Or perhaps I'm going to the grocery store to get some food for dinner tonight. I'm always taking all of these actions. But it is very possible for me to just go through the world, my entire life, without ever reflecting on those things that I'm doing. And that is where reflection comes in. It's like we have a mirror around us to reflect back. That's why the word reflection is used, to reflect back these things that I'm doing to myself. So, okay, I went out and gave someone this compliment, and then later I can think about that compliment that I gave. And maybe I can ask myself the question, did the person like getting that compliment? Was it an honest compliment, or was I just saying that to be nice? Likewise, for my presentation, I could think back, okay, did I actually transmit that message that I wanted to transmit? Was I confident in my posture? Was my presentation of high quality? We can start using our conscious mind to dissect these actions and this speech that we've taken, and to see if there's any lessons that can be learned there. So that is what we use reflection for when it comes to our outward behavior, right? We're constantly moving through this world. We're doing things all the time. And then we use this mirror. We use our conscious mind to reflect back lessons and insight from those actions that we take, and then internalize those, which is something we're going to talk about more in depth in a little bit. Then the second option that we have, and once again, we have this circle of the self over here, is everything that is happening inside of me, right? And we could actually make the argument that anything in life is happening inside of us, but this right here is everything that's happening inside. All my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions. The outside world doesn't see this, but there's a lot happening inside of me, right? I might have an insecurity. Is my hair looking good? Are my glasses clean? Are people going to judge me for doing this video right now? I might also be thinking, I really, really like that girl, but not quite sure if I'm confident enough to approach her. I might also feel that I'm getting a bit fat, or maybe actually I'm feeling quite good because I've been lifting some heavy weights in the gym and I've been making progress. There's all these thoughts that are continuously going on in my mind. And I think it wouldn't come to a surprise to anyone if I said that we're always chattering with ourselves. The entire day, we're having these conversations with ourselves. It's like we're narrating the story of our own life, right? We're all in this Morgan Freeman movie and we're just narrating the own story of our life. And all these thoughts, all these feelings, all these emotions are happening inside of us. And the same goes here for the outside world. We could be moving through our entire life without ever reflecting on those things that are happening inside of us. We could just let them happen. We could just be swayed into this maelstrom of thoughts and feelings without ever stopping to take stock of the situation. And that's once again where we can use our conscious mind to reflect back these things to ourselves. So I can have this insecurity, but then I can think about that insecurity and I can ask myself the question, well, but does it really matter if my glasses would be dirty? Or if I really like that girl, well, what would be the problem if I got rejected? And what might I be rejected for? And is that something I can mitigate? So we can think about our thoughts, right? That's a very unique human capability. Metacognition. We can think about our thinking. We can think about our thoughts. We can observe our thoughts, our feelings. And that is this internal level of reflection. And those things then, once again, are reflected back out and they become part of us. And then later we can use that also to act differently in the world, right? Because this is ultimately what it all boils down to, right? Over here, once again, we have this circle of the self. This is us moving through the outside world, but also everything that moves through us in the inside world. And let's say, for example, that I have this thought. I would really like to approach that girl, but I'm a little bit nervous. Then I might reflect on that and think to myself, yes, that is true, but I would rather fail at something than regret something. Right now, I've taken this insight and then I actually decide to make the approach. That is something I do in the external world. I actually approach this girl. And unfortunately for me, the girl already has a boyfriend and she tells me, well, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't give you my phone number. I already have a boyfriend and I get rejected. Then I can reflect back on that rejection and either think to myself, was it something that I did wrong? Like, did I approach her too strongly? Or does she genuinely have a boyfriend? I can then start thinking about the thing that happened and once again draw lessons from that, which I can internalize. And the next time something like this happens, I will have a different frame of mind because now I've learned from this thought process, I've learned from this experience, and the next time I see a girl, I know, hey, I might get rejected because actually I had food on my face and that wasn't a very hygienic move. Or I might think, well, I got rejected because, sometimes girls have a boyfriend. So I learn from this experience. And then the next time that might potentially change my behavior. And this is just one example, but we're doing this continuously, right? We're constantly moving through the world. But the question to us is, do we reflect on the things that we do? Yes or no? Because I could also have just gotten that rejection and afterwards just thought to myself, well, that sucks. I got rejected and I don't learn anything from it. Or maybe I just feel bad. I was like, that really stinks. And I don't want to dig into that because it's uncomfortable. That is a waste. We just went through this experience, had the opportunity to learn something, so it's worthwhile to also reflect on that and take that learning. Now, of course, this is not binary. It's not like, people are not reflecting or they are reflecting. It's also about asking